Lil Yachty warned us about Karrahbooo.
She went from Lil Yachty's assistant to the biggest and most favored rapper on his label, but now she's almost nowhere to be found.
Now I'm this terrible monster who was never a good person, who's, what do you say, bad to all women.
Their fallout comes from one of them engaging in alleged abusive behavior, but it's still not clear who was the perpetrator and who was the victim.
Tell people how you verbally abuse people. How you told me you gonna spit on me when you see me. Tell people how you talk to people, bro.
It's like, it's crazy how like rich men in they can like really like you over and like treat you like shit, and they can silence you.
It sounds like they both terrible people.
Like all you need is money. Like they can get away with damn near anything.
And while this might be a case of one person's word against another, there has been recent footage that shows that Yachty might have been right all along. Throughout this beef, Karrahbooo painted Yachty as a powerful person who was holding her back. But in the beginning, Yachty was actually using his power to help her accomplish her dreams.
The thing that made me want to start rapping was like I was both assistant and I was at the studio. No, we was at this little movie thing. Like he had to go do voiceovers for a movie he was in, and I'm like, this been in hella movies because he a rapper now. Like I'm finna be like I want to be a rapper, and that's literally when I started being like I want to be a rapper. Ever since that day, I don't know. That's when I really was like, no, I want to be a rapper.
That's hard.
And this moment was an incredibly positive period for both Yachty and Karrahbooo. In a very short span of time, Karrahbooo quickly transformed from an assistant to someone who needed their own assistant.
Right.
She signed to Yachty's label and despite being a girl, became a member of the Concrete Boys. She gained momentum in the Atlanta hip-hop scene, and in June of 2023, her career really took off when she performed a freestyle with the Concrete Boys for On the Radar. 12 months later, the Concrete Boys were supporting Yachty on tour, with Karrahbooo now the most popular member of the group, but suddenly she stopped appearing at concerts.
Oh, it's like a section. I was like, what the hell
they
is
got
that?
the whole suits on and everything, but the only person that ain't there is Karrahbooo. And one of the comments that stood out the most that I've seen, right? It say, for those wondering where Karrahbooo is, she has been suspected of leaving / removed from the group after unfollowing Yachty and being removed from the Concrete Boys Instagram bio. And as I scroll down even more, you had people asking, yo, where is Karrahbooo? Where is Karrahbooo? You got
Nobody from Concrete was explaining why, but Karrahbooo was amplifying the people wondering why she wasn't there.
Karrahbooo page, and I'm scrolling through Karrahbooo page, right? As you can see, she's not with Concrete, and it's a little weird because Karrahbooo started doing this thing. She was reposting other people asking, you know, where's Karrahbooo?
She's so bro. That is so messy, bro. That is so messy.
It was literally people showing up to the concert as.
So I'm writing an.
Bro, she's so, bro. This lady just seems toxic. They both seem bad, but she seems toxic.
Where Karrahbooo at?
Yachty then broke the silence surrounding this issue.
I'm gonna say this one time, right? We have split ways with Kara as far as this Concrete. I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing to say, nothing bad to say, nothing negative to say. About Kara. I wish her.
Yeah, that's how you know somebody's mad when they're looking away, trying to think of what to say and not sound angry. Yeah, you already knew they fell out just based off how he responded and how she responded being petty too.
The best in her career. Yeah.
Wow.
That's that. You know?
Damn, nigga, why you keep saying it's making me mad.
That's pretty much it. I don't have anything really bad to say or anything good to say. We just split, you know?
For many, this wasn't a satisfactory response. Why would Karrahbooo leave a tour supporting one of the biggest rappers in the game at the time and one of the biggest opportunities she had? Right. And why would Yachty get rid of the most popular member of his supporting group and a rising star on his own label? There are important pieces missing from this story, and on August 22nd, a fan claimed that Karrahbooo had informed her exactly what happened, and this differed greatly from what Yachty had led people to believe. This fan was working at a Red Lobster and spotted Karrahbooo walk inside, so she decided to ask her what happened. She tweeted, Bro, she walked in my job to order some biscuits and I asked her why she left. She immediately corrected me and said I didn't leave, they kicked me out, saying they were really mean to her and bully her a lot. She seemed really hurt behind tough situation, to be honest, like they really did her dirty. And I believe it's because her name was the biggest behind Yachty. If we being real, I only started listening to him again because of her. They're haters. I told her she'll do just fine without him. F him. This was a far cry from what Yachty said, and Yachty soon gave a much less diplomatic response to Karrahbooo's departure.
All I ever did was help care. If you want to tell this, tell the whole story. Go ahead, tell people how you verbally abuse.
Why did you respond? Okay, guys, the dumbest thing you can do in a situation where you know you're not wrong is respond. Because why are you explaining yourself? The best thing you can do to something you don't want is ignore it and let it blow over on itself. But whenever you respond, that means you just, therefore, whether it's a lie or not, you validated it and you make people talk about it even more. He's stupid for even responding. I would have just ignored it and kept just keep making good music. Just keep making good art, bro. Why are you responding? You're way bigger than her. You shouldn't be.
Use people. All right? Don't get on here and make it seem like I kicked you out. Like I kicked you out because bullying you? Bro, go ahead and tell people how you talk to people. How you tell my security guy, oh, you homeless, oh, you work for me, oh, you ain't got no, you're poor, and we above you, and how you talk to people like they nothing. You talk to people like they small, like they beneath you. Bro, hold on. Tell people how you verbally abuse people. How you told me you gonna spit on me when you see me. Tell people how you talk to people, bro. How you your brain is clinically imbalanced, bro.
Oh shit.
How you disrespect people. How you go around treating people in your everyday life. I've been letting you do this whole thing where you act like you like a princess and you sweet and you know like, oh, you just such a good girl. Bro, stop the front, bro.
The beef with...
I find that so weird, and I don't like when people come... Like, I get it, hey, we're hurt and all that other stuff, but, like, the way Yachty's explaining it sounds like she's been like this for a while, like a good, I'm going to say, couple months at least, because he's known her for a while. It sounds like she's had this giant ego and all this for a while, and, like, hey, you're a grown man at the end of the day, and you still, like, you let her treat you like this. You let her treat your team and everybody around her like this, and you didn't say nothing, or it took you just now to cut ties for her. There's no way you're just seeing that behavior because it sounds like you've been fed up. So, like, I feel like, bro, that's on you for even, like, staying around somebody like that and not checking them. And once you check somebody for some behavior you don't like and they don't compromise with you in a way that still suits them and suits you, if they don't, then it's time to leave. So I feel like I can't really get down with that, Yachty, because, like, bro, that's on you for not even... You got to check shit like that, gang.
Karrahbooo came at the same time that Yachty had been accused of belittling his childhood friend Mitch on a podcast, and by all accounts was not a very good look.
Imagine if you didn't have a friend who's already extremely successful to help you get on your feet. A lot of people don't have that. So what I'm saying is, what do you say? Because you didn't want to get a job.
Shit. Yeah, Yachty's an L friend too. You can't be saying stuff. Well, why would you say that on podcasts where millions of niggas gonna see? Why would you do that, bruh? Why would you do that, bruh? Real G's move in silence like lasagna, bro.
I even suggested you get a job because I knew you wouldn't get a job.
Damn.
So Yachty was fighting off accusations that he wasn't a good friend on two fronts. Yachty also argued that while...
Why would you explain? He gotta, like, guys, if you know you're right, you don't need other people's ignorance to validate your truth. Bro, don't respond. You don't always have to respond to something, bro. Like I said in my the Art of Silence video on my main channel, you don't have to respond. Let your actions speak for themselves and stand on what you said. The best way you can stand on what you said is not saying, I stand on what I say. The best way you can stand on what you said is by moving forward and not even acknowledging people who try to question what you said because you're standing on what you said. He's stupid. He's just dumb, bro.
Karrahbooo was a popular musician and personality. Her actual music wasn't profitable.
Y'all get popping online.
Yeah, I never heard her music, personally.
And then you become more popular than your actual music. Right? You $900,000 in a hole and I got every receipt. $900,000 concrete in a hole.
900?
I got every receipt. I'ma post it. I dare you. Try me. Try me. I'ma post it. And I'll post how much money your streams are made.
Then Yachty dropped a pretty damning bombshell.
I want to get my degree done and get...
Y'all, I don't know why I don't got YouTube Premium, but y'all niggas watching don't got YouTube Premium either, so who cares?
The narrative among Karrahbooo fans was that Yachty was becoming too jealous of her talent and was afraid that she was going to outshine him. But this new piece of information completely destroyed that narrative.
Right. Because Yachty was
Later in
writing
the
for
video,
her.
Yachty claimed that the On the Radar freestyle, the
Was wrote
song
by
that
him.
springboarded Karrahbooo's career, was written by him.
I wrote that verse when we went on the radar. I put you last on purpose so everyone would say, who the that girl? I slowed the beat down. I put 808 specifically on your verse. So when it got to your part and the beat dropped,
Everybody
everyone
would...
was like, oh, the girl is the craziest one. I wrote that verse the night before we even went to On the Radar on my phone. I typed, I got the voice, I got the reference. What the f are we talking about? You ain't never wrote a song in your life. That's why ain't no music came out since you been left. Because you ain't got no music.
True to his word, Yachty posted the reference track. Karrahbooo responded to this video on Instagram and posted, "Put it on your kid, I ain't write these songs, Miles," or Yachty. "Stop the cap and leave me out your internet shenanigans." Karrahbooo highlighted the songs Running Late and Where Yo Daddy, which received more streams than the On the Radar freestyle, but the
On the Radar is what sent her over, and that's on Apple Music. That don't count for Spotify and YouTube and TikTok views. Nobody knows you for them other shits, really.
Partially because On the Radar freestyle wasn't on Spotify for the majority of the time while it was going viral. She then reiterated her side of the story and wrote, "Stop bullying me, big dog. I never said nothing. You letting random fans get in your head. Man up." Karrahbooo seemed to admit that Yachty wrote this freestyle, but she's gone on to write more popular songs. But academics then shed further light on this.
From what I'm hearing, survey says you're right. Yachty didn't write Where Yo Daddy, that
I never
song.
heard that.
But survey says
He did right on the
your
radar.
verse was written by Mitch.
Karrahbooo then went on IG Live and said that the reason why she hasn't released any new music is not because she can't write her own songs,
because
but
Yachty
because
won't let
Yachty
you.
was not allowing her to release music.
I'm being silenced. I'm being silenced. 3 months.
Why you smacking this shit, nigga?
And like,
Come on, bro.
ooh,
Grown ass woman.
ooh. It's 2 stories. The truth and cap.
She then appeared on the No Ordinary podcast and argued that Yachty
Of
also...
course, DDG don't. You're a dumbass, DDG. You know that Kai Cenat is really tight with Yachty. And Yachty would low-key be the better connection for your rap career, you dumbass. But you gonna instead bring her and not Yachty.
use writers.
Dumbass,
And you know
man.
what's crazy? Boat used writers for Let's Start Here. Is that the album? He had a whole team of writers. In
Everybody.
El Paso, Texas. Like, what are you doing, bro? He can't. My bad. Ugly.
And if you look at the writer credits for Let's Start Here, you'll indeed see a team of, quote, writers, but it seems as if these are the writers in the sense that they're writing the
References.
music, producers, people that he sampled, and Yachty's writing the lyrics. We haven't gotten a reference track for a Yachty song yet. This was his kind of psychedelic album, so it would be strange if it didn't have collaborators from that genre to help him out.
Yeah, I heard a song from that album actually in the car, and Yachty was, I think that nigga was like singing. It was on some like Disney Channel. I was like, oh, so this nigga's experimenting. If you're gonna experiment, I can see you needing some help from people who did it before. How's she going? I can see if she referenced like one of Yachty's biggest album or something like that, but she referenced an experimental album where it's trying to do an album, an R&B type album with singing and stuff. Of course, you're gonna go get Michael Jackson or Beyonce to help you write a couple of songs because they understand how words fit in certain pocket. Like, duh. She's just dumb. She's obviously like the problem. I ain't gonna say Yachty's not the problem either, but she's obviously the problem.
On an academic stream about this topic, Yachty jumped into the comments and wrote, "No one has ever wrote for me ever, just for the record." Karrahbooo then showed a screenshot of Jacob Portrait being credited as a songwriter on Let's Start Here, but this is another semantic issue where he seems to be a writer and not a person putting down lyrics. Yachty and Karrahbooo would rigidly stick to their stories, and Karrahbooo not releasing any music or even leaking music ran the risk of killing her career. However, she soon found herself back in the limelight once again when Yachty was interviewed by Shannon Sharpe. Here we see that Yachty is not the most consistent with his views.
Let me ask you this, Sarah. Ghostwriting. Where are you on ghostwriting? Because, I mean, some people like, okay, Shannon, blah, blah, blah. And then some people like, nah, if you a true MC, you got to put pen to pad.
It's stupid, though. You know, like, I think that, like, it's a collaborative effort. It's music. No one is saying go make a movie by yourself.
True.
It's entertainment, right? Like, it takes a team to put together a record that you know and love. And I think that you are just, like, lost in the sauce if you don't like a record because you feel like someone should have did it alone, you know, or it should have been 100% true, or all of the components in the story weren't authentic to that artist.
Right.
What are you talking about? If you like it, like it. If you love it, love it. If you hate it, hate it.
Right.
No one gives a because there's a person for everything.
Yachty has co-wrote songs with Drake, City Girls, Young...
Bro, some of Michael Jackson's biggest songs were not only, like, a lot of songs, not a lot, but a decent part of the Off the Wall songs, and even a couple of the Thriller songs that Michael Jackson had, some of them he didn't wrote, or they originally were published on another artist's album, but if it didn't do well, or they just felt like it would do better for Michael Jackson, they would let Michael Jackson use the song they had on their album as a reference track for theirs. Like, there's two songs off the wall. One's called Girlfriend. That's a reference track, and it's a remix of Paul McCartney. There's another one called It's the Falling in Love. I believe Dionne Warwick did it first, and another woman named Patti LaBelle or something. Just pretty much what I'm saying is even the greatest artists do it. Like, the greatest artists do it. It's not like everybody does it. But I think Yachty was saying it more in a sense of, hey, you're not even musically talented to even be talking because I wrote the thing that sent you over the top and I made sure the beat, like, I'm the reason you are where you are today. But she's trying to come back at him with that same thing, but he's not Lil Yachty because somebody ghost wrote his songs. That's the difference. So regardless of whether he's a little inconsistent on that, I think we're missing the whole point of what he's saying if we're getting caught up in these minuscule details. No cap.
Thug and Meg Thee Stallion. So he has a vested interest in normalizing the practice of writing for other rappers,
City Girls act
but was
up. That's
perfectly
crazy.
happy to shame Karrahbooo when it suited him. Yachty was also specifically asked about Karrahbooo.
You had an artist leave the group, your label.
God damn it, nigga. You had to put an ad right there, nigga. You couldn't wait until after.
Karrahbooo. Uh-oh. What happened? You gonna fix it?
I tried. I really did try. I tried to. Man.
You trying to fix it with a toxic nigga like that?
I swear to God, I tried. I cared so much for her. It just didn't work out. You know, we had different views, we had different mindsets, and I just can't tolerate disrespect. I don't even want to sit here and, like, bash her, right? It's just...
different of opinions, different of...
No, it wasn't any different opinion. I just don't tolerate disrespect. I don't.
Okay.
Especially when I'm doing for you.
Right.
I won't take it, you know?
Should you?
And sometimes I don't even think it was on purpose, man. I think she just kind of like... I don't know. We'll leave it
alone.
Yeah.
The beef would soon fall back to the allegations of abusive behavior, and this time around, Karrahbooo would reveal some pretty damning messages she received from Yachty.
Alleged abusive behavior.
In this isolated exchange, Yachty is clearly sending messages that don't make him look too great.
Okay.
Karrahbooo wants to book a flight, and Yachty responds, "Shut the F up, B. Get your own
If you want, hey man, you're a real loser. Who needs to be humble? You ain't nobody. Shut the fuck up. Oh wait, you probably can't get your own flight because you don't have any money. All right, Dan. Now, okay, this isn't necessarily. I'm only disrespectful when disrespected. That doesn't make sense though, and she's being manipulative because he's not just gonna say this out of nowhere. Nobody's just gonna randomly walk up to you and instantly blow up on you and start disrespecting you, calling you crazy name, like especially whenever they're tight like this. So I think she's obviously not showing the full context where she said something that set him off. I'm not saying his response is justified, because it's not what goes in the man that makes us evil or that is evil. It's what comes out of your mouth is what's weird. It's what you do with whatever happens to you is what's the real. I'm not justifying him being disrespectful and crashing out like this on somebody. But what I am saying is she did something to prompt this. You know, this is obviously abusive, manipulative behavior as well on her end, because she didn't show what she said or what she did for him to say that at all.
Fight if you want.
We can't just take this. We can't just take this and be like, yo, y'all niggas are stupid if y'all do.
Bad. And lame ass B, she captioned the screenshot with, "I'm only disrespectful when disrespected." So bear in mind, this conversation is happening in a group chat where other people can see Yachty going in on her like this, which goes to show she probably may have done something to elicit this type of speech from Yachty, or Yachty was just really angry. We don't know for certain. Then Karrahbooo messaged Yachty in private and writes, "You talking all that in the chat where everyone can see, but when I call you in private, you hang up. You don't got nothing to say. You pathetic as F." Yachty bluntly responded to this with, "Pop out." And Karrahbooo quoted the screenshot with, "Told me to pop out? Grown-ass man, by the way."
I can easily get my own flight, by the way. That's all Nas had to say is for me to get my flight, and I could have been did it, but I just thought y'all could get, since y'all stealing money from me. I thought the money you were stealing from me could be used to pay for the flight. Like, you see, she's obviously toxic, and you know what I'm saying? Man, this is dumb, bro. We shouldn't, stop bringing your private problems to public spaces. We shouldn't even be seeing this type of stuff. This has nothing to do with us.
She also said that she could pay for the flight with the money the label owes her, which is at odds with Yachty's claim that she has a $900,000 deficit with the label. So this was yet another area where we're hearing conflicting information from both people. Ultimately, these messages in isolation don't make Yachty look very good. But the bigger question that left many people scratching their heads was, what led up to this angry outburst? Saying pop out to a chick is very difficult to defend, but Yachty on the whole has had pretty good relationships with so many other people, and this behavior looked extremely out of character. Yachty could have waited for this beef to fizzle out, but Karrahbooo made further accusations that forced him to respond. In May, Karrahbooo tweeted, "We are now on month 11 of Lil Yachty keeping me in a deal just to be petty and keep me from releasing music and moving on with my life. Guess the line on my name trying to turn everyone against me because I want it out of a..."
Yeah, I don't believe her. You know why? Because you were a fucking assistant. Like, you were an assistant till Lil Yachty. You were the nigga who went and grabbed coffee and took phone calls. And you get a little chain, you get a little rap song, which, by the way, we found out you didn't write, you didn't produce, and the strings were pulled and orchestrated so you could look the way you ended up looking. And now you just starting to feel like you deserve to. Yeah, I don't believe this young lady. I ain't gonna call out her name, but I don't believe her. I think she's bullshitting. She's bull jiving, bro.
Toxic environment wasn't enough. But then she went for a low blow and wrote, "You have a daughter and you treating women like this is mind-blowing. Like, I know you never see her, but still, that doesn't make sense how evil this man is to women."
Oh my God.
With this comment, Karrahbooo stepped over 2 lines.
Yeah.
She made this beef into a broader accusation that Yachty hates women, and she also inserted his daughter into the equation.
Make sure he don't
On IG Live, Yachty explained that his daughter is very much a part of his life, so much so that he was now on tour with her. And he addressed the accusation that he was preventing Karrahbooo from releasing music.
So, first off, from the jump, when we split with Kara, there was never a you can't drop, right? There was never anything that said that she couldn't drop music. She just didn't drop. You know what I'm saying? But the thing was, she didn't want to drop. She didn't want to drop under the label because she felt like, oh well,
it's still the money.
If I'm putting a song out and we're not cool, it shouldn't come out under your label. But guys, that's not how business works. You see what I'm saying? There's no way I'm gonna invest money into.
Yeah, and you're just gonna walk away after I'm $900,000 in the hole with you, and I'm just gonna be like, you can just leave this That's not what a contract is. Do you know the world is made up of contractual agreements? The power that goes into your house, the internet that goes through your house, the phone service through you're watching this through right now, or TV, you have a contract that says, if you pay this, I will give you this service. But if you don't pay this, if you don't pay what you owe, I will stop giving you this service. But we chalk it up with artists. We think it's something different with artists when they're just on contracts. They're working 9 to 5s too. It's just a richer, more different, more like lifestyle based 9 to 5. And when people can't get out of a bad contract that they signed because they were broke or just because they didn't make any money for the label and they can't get out, when they butt hurt and instead of blaming themselves, they blame the labels. And that's when you start to get these whole selling your soul, or labels don't want to see, like, nah, bro, it's just business is business at the end of the day.
Somebody
it's just
put money into
business.
something, make
I
no
get
return, and then
Facts.
you can just
leave.
You feel like it.
You can't do that with banks. You can't take out a $900 loan with a bank, not pay back the loan at all. Student loans, you can't just take that out, not pay it back, and then just live your life, think you're gonna get to a house, go to another bank and take another. Like, no, you gotta pay what you owe. It's as simple as that. Yeah, that don't got nothing to do with Yachty. She's just trying to make it like that because she's angry. Toxic. She's a toxic manipulator at its finest. This is toxic manipulation.
Just drop when you want, right? So what happened was, I said, hey, you find somebody to sign you, and
they'll pay you
the paperwork. Well, for first off, for the longest, nobody would sign, right?
Because she's not that. She's more internet popular than actually sign. Like, yeah, exactly. I get it. She's
so
not.
Nobody wanted to sign her.
Yeah.
This is a similar situation in how Gunna is still signed to Young Thug. Young Thug clearly doesn't like Gunna, but he invested time and money into making him an artist. But
no, that's not what that is. They have a contract. They have a contract where you get an advance, you get blank point blank M's, and you release blank 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 albums. They guesstimate by the time you release this many albums, you should have made everything back. And then if you want to, you can re-sign, and I'll give you blank 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 for this many more albums or not. Gunna just had his last album with YSL called The Last One. Now he's officially a free agent, and he can choose to re-sign with YSL, or he can go sign with somebody else. Gunna most definitely can get signed somewhere else.
Karrahbooo eventually was given a deal.
All right, cool. And she got a deal, right? And the deal came, and it was, I didn't care what the deal was. I don't care how much money it was. I really don't care, right? I said, okay, cool, I'll sign the paperwork. That's fine, I don't care. But before I sign that paperwork, I want my jewelry back, right? My earrings, 8-carat earrings, my watch, everything else. And you can go, right? But see, the thing was, she went on streaming tours and goddamn balloon contests and all whatever else. So she didn't want to give me my jewelry back.
Yeah, right.
So Yachty wanting all,
because it's a public appearance, and that's part of the rapper lifestyle. If you pull up as a rapper with no chains or none knowing, you don't look like a rapper. That makes sense.
All of his jewelry back might come across as a bit petty, but
no,
the central
not.
point stood that she was free to release.
It's not, because one is okay. The same way, like I said, it's like a 9 to 5. The same way a McDonald's worker puts on the apron, the McDonald's hat, the McDonald's shirt, and the non-slip shoes. That's what a chain is. A paddock, the grills, the tats. Like, that's their outfit for their job. That's how you identify a rapper, and that's what validate the girls coming up to them, people asking for pictures, the Cadillac, all the security. Not only is that for their own safety, but it's also part of the lifestyle. I talked to a couple of record producers. That's part of the lifestyle they have to live. That's how you portray being a rapper. That's what's socially acceptable, a norm. So he's looking at it more like, well, give me back your outfit then, because like if I'm not gonna get my 900,000 back, I'm gonna take this 200,000 back at least in jewelry and give it to somebody else that's on Creep, or that's not petty at all. Y'all just don't get business, because y'all will never ascend to these levels of business. See, I would never get it, but I get it because I'm finna be up there.
Release music as she wished, but she just had to do it through his label.
Like this, she's painting a narrative that like,
yeah, she's just salty.
Oh, he won't
it's
drop. He hates me. Bro, I'm the one who reached out to her to come back, because I was like, this is stupid. I was like, bro, this is stupid. We can fix this, right? And when she came back, she had an attitude, chip on her shoulder, and she was just nasty. So I said, you know what? This isn't going to work. All right, boom. And that's what it is.
Karrahbooo then went on stream and revealed that she had received a cease and desist letter from Yachty's legal team for defaming his character. But this was framed as Yachty using his power to silence her.
It's like, it's crazy how like rich men in the they can like really.
She looks crazy. Look at her eyes.
You over and like treat you like, and
why you always chewing gum, nigga?
And they can silence you. Like all you need is money. Like they can get away with damn near anything.
And she also brought up the moment that Yachty was rude to Mitch. She claimed that this was not Yachty acting out of character, but a moment where the mask slipped.
Twitter was eating him up about that clip of him and Mitch, where he was being disrespectful. That's how he talks to us all the time.
Another key point she wanted to get across was when she decided to start rapping. Yachty was not the super supportive.
I'd say too, though, you got to think about it from Yachty's shoes. Yachty been a millionaire since he was 18 years old. He's 27 at the time of this, 9 years later, a decade later, basically. Bro, when you're rich, especially when you're young, people always want something from you, bro. I think he has to be a little stern, and he has to like clock people tees. He have to put people in check, because if you can't be taking care of everybody and everybody taking you for granted or disrespecting you or start getting comfortable to the point where they feel like they can talk to you all kinds of ways. So I get it. Sometimes you gotta let niggas know. I'm not saying his delivery was probably the best, but sometimes you gotta let niggas know you're not gonna talk to me like that, especially when I do like this for you. You're not gonna just talk to me like I've never done nothing for you. Like, nah, that's just straight disrespectful. So I can understand too, like him being a little to people at times whenever he feels like they're not appreciating him or they're just taking him for granted.
Person he's made himself out to be. In fact, Yachty and Concrete Boy DC2 Trill actually discouraged her.
And I told him in DC, I was like, I'm gonna be a rapper. And they started busting out laughing. Well, DC didn't, he was laughing, but not like on no hater shit. But Boat was laughing on some like type.
So, but what does that have to do with him? But again, he wrote a song for you. He slowed the beat down and he added 808s and put you at the end specifically to launchpad you into an actual rap career. So whether he laughed at you or not, he still essentially gave you your, and you knew him. So he gave you your career regardless though. So like, it's one thing if he laughed at you and never helped you, but again, he's not entitled to, you work for him. It's not like, nobody's entitled to do shit for you and you work for him at the end of the day, but he still gave you, he's the reason why you can even get on stream right now and people even pay attention to you. I don't get it. It's just ungrateful. This is definitely just ungratefulness. She wanted to be as big as, it's not like she probably low-key wanted to be as big as Boat, but it just.
Karrahbooo ignored Yachty laughing at her and made the song Money Counter, a song that later became a relatively big single of hers. Before she released it, she played it for Yachty.
So I showed Boat because I was still his assistant. So I showed him. He played it for what, like 5 seconds. Cut it off. I screwed it on my lips. He cut it off. Looks at me and says, "Don't ever release that." Straight face. And I started laughing because like I was like, eh? And then he was like, "No, I'm dead."
Academics did a stream about this beef and took the effort to actually have a telephone conversation with Karrahbooo. On the stream, we have yet another he said, she said situation where Karrahbooo claimed to have given back all of Yachty's jewelry.
Wait, let me clear that up. I been gave that back. I been gave that to legal. I been gave anything to make this process go faster. I did it. He said he wanted it back. He said, mind you, he said he wanted it back. Earrings he gave me for Christmas. This watch he gave me like when I was an assistant. And
you
like
do understand how that kind of sounds, right? Like it's one of those things to be like, yo, give me back my PS5 I gave you. Like it kind of feel like,
yo, you're a dumbass. Yo, he's just, Axe just a fat fake. He's just a fat dumbass. But no, it's not even about that. Again, it's an outfit. Whenever you leave the police force, you have to give back your badge and your shit. Yes, you have to give that back because that is a part of this job's outfit. And whenever you get over to Burger King, after you leave McDonald's, you ask Burger King, you ask your next record label for a chain, some iced out earrings, and an iced out watch because that is part of your outfit. This is part of what validates you as a rapper. This is your outfit. So yes, give me back my outfit that I gave you to work. Give me it back. There's nothing wrong. It's one thing if he's like, even if he was like, give me back my car too. Again, this is all investments to help portray the image that you are a rich, flamboyant rapper that he gave you. Yes, you should be lucky he didn't say, give me back my streams or give me back. Like, man, this is dumb, bro. I'm not even listening to this because y'all sound dumb. Y'all just dumb, bro. And Ack works in the music business and he's tight with that. So he should know this.
And that like kind of like stuck with me. Like
later that month, Karrahbooo got a pretty important gig as a supporting act for Key Glock at the Coca-Cola Roxy in Atlanta. But instead of making the most of this, she was arrested for simple battery. In August, Bodycam footage was released and really exposed Yachty's claims about her behavior. And this might be the moment where Karrahbooo's mask slipped. On this night, Karrahbooo and the man she was with were arrested for simple battery on a security guard, and she got out on bond. Karrahbooo responded on social media and said she was innocent. But here, we no longer have a he said, she said moment, and we have actual body cam.
Bro, Atlanta don't play. First they released the nigga. First they released the phone calls of Young Thug and him snitching, quote unquote. Bro, Atlanta don't be playing. Them niggas is shifty, boy.
And footage from what happened that night. This footage began shortly after being arrested.
No, what did I do? What did I do? Why won't you look me in my eyes? What did I do? He's shaking me in my head. What am I supposed to do?
Then Kara goes on a tirade against one of the officers.
I want to do something to get arrested though. Like, I'm trying to...
You already did. That's why you're sitting right here. That's why you're sitting right
Shove
here.
a stick up your... If I get 6 to jump you and beat the out of you and shove some up your...
She's a crash. She's toxic as hell, bro. It's like on some scary, like she'll pull the car over while you driving and pull it off the road on some crazy shit. Stay away from bitches like that.
Bitch, shut the fuck up, you. You going to hell.
Karrahbooo had been arrested, so
let's get an instant replay on that. That shit looked bad. Look at this nigga, man.
You going to hell.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Look at her eyes, bro. This nigga's crazy. Yep.
Karrahbooo had been arrested, so her best option would be to keep quiet.
Just shut up. Yeah, just shut up.
Instead, she became yet another one of those body cam videos that go viral where someone only makes things worse for themselves.
You're doing a good job, Mr. Morris. Arresting innocent bystanders and black people. You go, Mr. Morris. Yes.
He's just an old dude, bro. Look at this nigga. Look at he ugly as shit. But he's just an old nigga trying to look. He don't even look like he just doing his job, bro. Why you got to get on him, bro? He an old ass man just chilling, bro. Chill.
She then reverted back to the same narrative with Yachty, where if you do something to her, this could only mean that you hate all women.
You got a granddaughter? You got a granddaughter? Do you have a daughter? Do you have an auntie? Do you have a mother? Do you have a grandmother? You must not. Your head for speak. Use your words. All you know.
And you know what's crazy? You know what low-key might have prompted them to release this? The fact that she said that she was innocent. She didn't do nothing. She lied. You see how if you just shut up and she shouldn't have said nothing when she got arrested and just went to perform. But you see how when you speak and try to profess your innocence, when you try to go for validation and you try to convince people of the truth, you see how it just opens you up to so many more attacks? She should have just shut up. All you had to do is shut up and go perform and make your money. That might have revitalized your whole career, baby.
You just got handcuffs and a taser. You a
wow.
Everything you stand for is disgusting.
Then Karrahbooo's mother arrived, but Kara continued to lash out at officers who weren't even involved.
Another officer dealt with the situation.
Mommy, he can't help you. He's 4'1", and he can't help you.
He's 4'1"? Why are you making fun of my man's height?
Sorry.
It happened. It was another officer that dealt with the situation.
You don't know what happened, so why are you talking? Your teeth are crooked as and you need chapstick. Mom, they're going to hell. God just told me in my ear. Okay.
So Karrahbooo felt that she was missing.
Yeah, she got there's something wrong. I see what I thought he was saying that just on some make fun of. He was being so dead serious. There's Jen, and she's the type, she obviously holds grudges. So even if, say, like Lil Yachty did do the thing of like, he laughed at her with the song thing, even if he looked at it as not that big of a deal or like whatever, she'll look at something like that and it's obvious she'll hold on to that forever. And y'all may have thought y'all moved past it on some shit, but a month later she's getting mad disrespectful to you and she's thinking back when she felt disrespected by you a month ago, and it's obvious that she's one of those. So yeah, she's just, there's not something, she got anger issues, there's something wrong mentally, all types of
treated
stuff.
by the police. So some people feel like she might have a justifiable...
Look, and even her homies is tired of it. Look, you got your homies. How you crashing out and the homies not, bruh? Come on,
reason for being so angry. And with Yachty, her defense was always that she was only disrespectful when she felt like she was being disrespected. But watch how she speaks to her own mother.
Go get my wallet and stop talking to me. And Mom. Okay, you want to write it down? Open your nose. Open your nose.
Open your nose. Stop talking to me. I don't want to hear no speech. I'm not in my right mind. Do not speak to me. I swear to God. I love you. Yes, I love you. Don't tell me. I'm not in my right mind. Just write the name. Just write the name. I'm not okay. I'm tripping.
Then her mother had the audacity to ask Karrahbooo if she had taken her medication.
So she take medicine.
Vito has my ID. Did you take your medicine? Go get my ID, mommy. I know. I need to know. Did you take your medicine? Don't ever ask me that in my life, especially in front of these odds. Right. Put more. Put more. Oh my God! You thinking of things? Mom, you didn't put nothing. Press it. Press the lip gloss. I know. I'm getting something off your lip. Mom, they're not playing around.
On the ride to the jail, Karrahbooo continued to belittle one of the police officers.
I hope they revoke your. I hope you go broke.
Dude.
I hope your whole family goes broke and y'all all broke. You're a horrible person. You're sending an innocent woman to jail.
When this footage was released, Karrahbooo unsurprisingly doubled down and tweeted, "I didn't assault nobody. I got slammed by a big male security guard for walking past him trying to get to the dressing room with my name on it after I got off stage with my credential on my neck and an escort. So yes, that made me crash out because I never touched anybody and I have the video from the venue and everybody getting sued. Have a good day."
Yeah, this nigga's crazy. You shouldn't have even responded to that. You should have just let it be what it was and let people look at Gunna. Gunna didn't respond when everybody called him a snitch. He just kept making quality music versus Thug responded to everything. Everything. And look at how badly he's getting dragged and slammed. You shouldn't even respond. You should just shut up and kept dropping music, bro.
We haven't seen
This
that
is not a
lawsuit
good
yet.
look, though. This is
not something she can just say and hope people take her word for it. At the end of this footage, there's video of a security from the building showing what happened.
So basically what happened is Karrahbooo walked up, and she had her credentials, but she was walking arm in arm with this other gentleman that was wearing this like wind hat. And no wristband, no nothing to get in. And they started to argue with my pass check person saying, you know, let us back. I just come off stage. So Tim's like, okay, cool. Give me 1 second. Just let me step right back here just to verify who you are. And when he stepped into the door, they pushed the door. And if you saw this video, you'd know exactly what happened here. The dude literally jumped on Tim, and then Karrahbooo like wrapped around his waist and just started swinging and took him up to the ground. Dude, I could show you the video. You got FaceTime? Nope. Other way around.
So they assaulted
and the individual they assaulted is pressing charges. This is after they pushed through the door. All right? So this is after they pushed through the door. Right there, he's telling them to wait. And they just pushed through the door. There's Karrahbooo wrapped around, and there's the boyfriend on top of him.
They're both crazy.
On the ground. Everything was going nice and easy, man. You know, it's always support, I feel like. Always support, man. 30 years doing this, and it's always support.
The present situation is that Karrahbooo and Yachty have since squashed their beef, but Karrahbooo is still signed to his label. And it would have been very easy for Yachty to use this footage against her and scream, "I told you so."
But he didn't.
Maybe, just maybe, he's not the type of person that Karrahbooo tries to make him out to be.
Good ending from Hello Sign. You know what I'm saying? Good video. Yeah, Karrahbooo's a crazy bitch. That's what it came down to. Take your meds.